me talk about something. Fix that camera. Let's talk about a show because I like movies and shows. Recently, there's one specific show that's been getting a lot of hype on the internet, and it's gotten glowing reviews. It's pretty. I don't want to say controversial because most people are in agreement that it's like a masterpiece. It's called the Hazbin Hotel. You may have heard of it, and I think it sucks. Like a lot. Like it's pretty terrible. Like I hate it. And there are a few reasons why. The main one is that very it has a very confused concept. The concept is, if for those of you who somehow don't know, um, main character Charlie is the princess of hell, and she's trying to get sinners from hell to heaven by way of redeeming them through a giant hotel. And with a concept like that, you would think, okay, well, the episodes are going to be about, well, the sinners doing little activities, proving they're a better person, and at the end, maybe one of them actually does make it to heaven. No, you're wrong, you idiot. Why would this show follow through on its original concept? No, the show is actually just about the conflict between heaven and hell, and about morality and redemption. And the main character, and for a show about morality, it has some of the most black and white writing and black and white villains I've ever seen. Adam, for example, he's the main villain. He's supposed to be Adam, the first man from the Bible. He is a one-dimensional straw man that you're meant to hate blindly. And the Charlie's main ideology, the thing that's supposed to support the entire show, is that everyone deserves a second chance. But no, that's not how it works. When you're alive, the second chances you get are every day you're not dead. And, after that, there are no do overs. At least that's what I think. But, it has been, hell isn't like biblical hell. And I wouldn't blame you for thinking that, it's accurate to actual biblical Christian hell, because, the show likes to pretend it is by taking some elements of Jewish mythos, like the concept of Lilith. But that's nor here nor there. Yeah, Charlie's ideology is completely flawed in every sense of the word, and I think it sucks. I don't know how any of these lighting positions look, and I think it's terrible. Her main ideology of everyone deserves a second chance, while altruistic on the surface, falls apart if you start to do basic questioning, like, okay, but what if, you know, Jeffrey Epstein or Dahmer showed up at the hotel? Does he deserve a second chance? No, of course not, because they're freaky weirdos. So, why? It doesn't make any sense. And Adam is a one-dimensional straw man with like the most with like the most, like, the worst traits about, it's he embodies everything the writers hate, so of course he's gonna die in the end. And the finale is completely ridiculous, where it's just a giant fight between the angels and the the hotel, just the hotel, and they have a bunch of cannibals there too. They like to excuse how bad some of the characters are. Like the cannibal people, for example, they treat her like, oh, she's nice. Look how nice she is. She eats people, for Christ's sake. And they're just like, oh, but she's flawed. Yeah, there's a difference between being a flawed person and eating people, like my Dahmer example from earlier. And what else? Yeah, Charlie's, and then the end of the show. Sir Serpentius. He's a character in the hotel. He ends up going to heaven because he dies in the battle, and apparently he's supposed to have been a good person, despite not really being developed as a character. By the end of the show, you know little to nothing about the characters. Well, let's run through each of the characters. Husk is probably the only good one because he's willing to put up with all the other characters blaming him for everything. And this makes more sense when I'll talk about the next character, but he's like the only decent character in the whole show. Everyone else just kind of sucks. Um, we got Angel Dust, who is, you know, she does that. And yeah, she likes to sexually harass Husk. You know, I think I need to censor that, right? Nah, I'll probably be fine. Yeah, she keeps doing that. I don't know the gender. Like, it? I think it's a he. The show calls it a he, but it has weird moves. I don't know. I'm funny. Yeah, so he keeps, bothering Husk, and every other character blames Husk for it. There's an example where he attempts to like grab Husk. Also, all the jokes are awkward with Angel because he has an arc with another character I'll talk about. Also, all these characters like to introduce more tangential characters, and it just makes for a huge roster whenever you're not even developing the main cast. They're biting off more than they can chew with 8 episodes. I don't think the show would have been better with more episodes because it would have just given the writers more room to mess everything up. Also, Vivian Medrano sucks as a person. She can't take criticism. If you don't like her shows, you're homophobic or racist or bigoted or a Nazi. Yeah, and I don't like her, and she's annoying. Yeah, Angel likes to harass Husk. And the only decent part of Angel's character arc was the song "Loser Baby," where they sing about how messed up their lives are, and the death of media literacy being that everyone thought that Husk was just insulting Angel. You can look up the controversy. It's a really stupid one because people have like zero common sense, zero. Also, check out this epic stylized thingy. We're doing Bo Burnham style, baby. Woohoo. Yeah, so you got Angel. I don't. You see, I'm getting off topic with this character section. It's because this characters, there's not really much to talk about besides Husk, because he just, does the he probably does the most in the show. And you got Vaggie, Charlie's girlfriend, and moving on, you got Charlie, main character, Disney princess archetype kind of thing. You know, flawed worldview. She kind of sucks. Well, she doesn't suck as a person, but she's very naive, and the show likes to treat her worldview like it's absolutely correct, and as if she's a good moral judge of character, when it's just not the case, as I already went over. If Adolf Hitler shows up at the hotel, does he deserve a second chance? Does he? I don't know. I'm making straw mans, but you get the point. When you have an ideology so vague and simple as that, it's you know pretty easy to go in and just say, okay, so you believe this, this, and this because it's so vague. Um, who else? I'm forgetting these characters. I probably should have had like some form of outline or like a script, but I lazy. So, mm, who else? Who's another character? Bear with me. Yeah, Angel's arc with Valentino, where he gets beaten half to death, and in the next scene, he's making funny penis joke. Very hilarious, I assure you. On the topic of the comedy, in terms of it, there is none. If you're looking for comedy, go watch Frasier or like Trevor Wallace or a low budget comedy sketch channel on YouTube. There's no funny. The show's not funny at all. The jokes all suck and they land about as well as Apollo 10. If you don't know what that is, you are not a history nerd, and I don't care for you. No, I'm just kidding. What else? The plot kind of sucks. I already talked about Adam. Finale ridiculous. Oh yeah, Alistair. He's in this character. Yeah, Alistair. Yeah, he just exists solely for theory channels to be like, oh my god, the show is so clever, guys. It's actually genius. But on the fact of the reality is, he just says cryptic things, acts like he's gonna do something, then does nothing. Um, is is not a good show. I don't know why this show has received such unanimous praise. Oh, I'm gonna get my throat slashed in the middle of the night for talking bad about this Tumblr ass show. No, that's a good way to describe it. This is the most Tumblr show that anyone could ever watch. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about any of the tangential characters because I don't care. The songs and animation carry the show. I think that's why everyone thinks it's so good. But you know, in time, I'm sure people will come to realize that this is actually a stupid, terrible, terrible show. And people also like to point out, like, because there's a scene in the show where the angels in heaven, not even Adam knows what it takes to get to heaven, which is a completely stupid idea because of course they know they got there. How could they not? Unless the show's trying to make some points about the hypocrisy of the Christian church. On that, I've seen people actually quote this show when like basing their argument about theology, and it is embarrassing to say the least. To put it lightly, it's embarrassing. It's so utterly pathetic. It's so bad to see people quoting this show with these kinds of lines in it. It's terrible. And, they do the child is a good judge of character thing. Children have small, developing minds. I'm not going to say underdeveloped. Well, actually, I guess it's underdeveloped because it's not fully developed. But yeah, the children have small developing minds. It's a neat idea to think that children are like, oh, since they're so innocent, they must have a better judge of character than us adults because we become so jaded and cynical. No, you idiot! It's a child. they, they they don't even know what their favorite food is yet. Okay, they have the part of the brain that goes like, someone has a toy, I want that toy, and then they have the part of the brain that goes, I want, chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and pizza. See, children aren't good judges of character. I don't care how many times you tell me, they're just not. I know I'm not, because I'm a child. And again, I'm gonna get my throat slashed. I'm gonna get a pipe bomb stuck in my mailbox or something. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts. Quick, long. I don't know how long this video is. I filmed it horizontally because I knew I wouldn't get it finished in short. But yeah, the show sucks. Don't watch it. And if you engage with Fizzy Pop on Twitter, be ready to get dogpiled by a bunch of weirdo syndical, well, not syndical, radical losers who think this show is good. I truly hope that in time people come to realize how utterly awful this show actually is, because it's just not good. There's, it has, they tried to do some. The pacing is atrocious in this show, by the way. Like, this show moves at a breakneck pace. You wouldn't believe it how fast they want you to, think everything goes. But you know, Charlie and her dad have problem. Her dad's Lucifer, by the way. That's another character. I guess he's not a tangential character, but he's also not part of the main cast. We got Lucifer. He shows up. He does things. He sings a song. Everything in this show is his fault. The way everything is his fault, and he's very apathetic, although he's clearly powerful. And I don't care. In the song, he goes like, I tried this before and it didn't work because, you know, if you tried it before and you're trying it again, maybe, just maybe, your idea sucks. Tell me if you like the new style, my one concurrent viewer. I'll keep making videos, don't worry. Alright, That's all I had to say. This show's terrible. Go watch Invincible. Bye bye.